Oh yes, there's a place for them too. In this big, big food freezer. Even your ice cubes have a special place for storage. Right here. And watch how they get there. You just take out a tray, turn it over, and push. You get a shower of ice cubes, all frosty dry and ready to use. See all the wonderful ideas in this.
Refrigerators back then were so much more functional, and they did not really look like this. Like this shelf that comes off iconic, and the shelf pulling out is just great. Why have refrigerators gone downhill since then?
On today's episode of What the Fuck is Going On in the World, China has apparently discovered uncharted land and dinosaurs.
Found dinosaur-like creatures, and they are saying
Mythical creatures have been spotted in the Philippines and have been causing massive unrest. Part of the sun said, whee, and fizzled off into the polar vortex. Scientists are debating whether the Earth's course slowed down or completely stopped and switched directions. There are massive sinkholes in Turkey. UFO sightings everywhere.
Saturday, another was shot down by a U.S. jet over northern Canada, an area defended jointly by the two countries. And then yesterday, a U.S. jet downed a flying object over Lake Huron.
Crows wild and out. Cattle lined up single file for miles. Two more derailments in Texas and South Carolina. A semi flipped over near Tucson, Arizona, spilling 2,000 pounds of nitric acid and causing a stay-at-home order. Green laser beams over Hawaii. Joe Biden kissing Kamala's husband on the lips. Russian ships off the coast of the U.S. Welcome to 2023.
Hey everybody, another update on the East Palestine, Ohio train crash and what my extended family is saying to us about it. They have been told that everything in their homes that is permeable, so their furniture, their bedding, their clothing, anything that's wood, cement needs to be thrown out because these chemicals have permeated through them and they're forever chemicals, so they're never going to go away. They're being told to throw out most of the things in their home and that simultaneously it's somehow safe to still live there. I'm not buying it, and neither are they. They were also told that the gas that is formed from vinyl chloride forms mustard gas and is going to settle in their basements, and that they shouldn't be going in their basements right now because it could be dangerous. But you can live in your house, it's fine. There's just mustard gas in it. It's totally fine. They were initially offered $5 a person for the entire town, but now they're offering them $1,000, which still doesn't cover the cost of rehoming yourself after all of this, the cost of getting hotels, the cost of trying to clean up everything, the cost of your health, the cost of the trauma this caused. The ongoing trauma this has caused until these people are financially compensated and given new homes, basically. They need to be rehomed. One of the most disturbing things is that they've told us they have body rashes. They've gone to the hospital and the doctors pretty much say, we don't know what we can do for you. We don't know how to treat this. We don't even know really what it's caused from. We don't know how to decipher how to go from here. The doctors are overwhelmed. It seems like the entire medical system everywhere around there is overwhelmed because of this. Who knows what all of these chemicals created when they combined in the air, in the atmosphere, in the water, in the soil. These chemicals have been confirmed to now be in the Ohio River, and I can tell you how that happened. Not to mention that these chemicals just were spewing into the air and into the clouds, the atmosphere above, obviously that part, but when the fire departments first came on the scene, they were dousing the flames of the train cars with massive amounts of water, which got into the streets and got into the sewer system, the water system, which inevitably ended up in the river. So all of the chemical runoff from the fire departments trying to put out the fire is in the water table now. I just think it's painfully obvious that they are downplaying the severity of all of this because they don't want to take financial responsibility for the permanent mess that they've caused for these people. They need to be honest, they need to be transparent about the short and long-term impacts of this train crash and what potentially this mixture of chemicals could do to everybody.
essentially black. Let's start off with her mother, who is built like most of my aunts and some of my uncles. Her hair! I pulled this photo of a bunch of women from the 70s with 4C hair. Now you spot the difference. Tell me why she doesn't fit. She does. She is marinating a bag of chicken. This is someone's mother. Now let's get into kinky ass ginger. First off, look at those edges. You're telling me that just need edge control and a brush? And this? She just got out of the pool. And I have never seen a white girl with this curl pattern. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. This photo is giving black love. Not to mention that the theme song was sung by this woman, Macy Gray, which is something that is unheard of. So either they were blackfishing us as children, or there's something that they're not telling us, period.
The moon landing was faked all this time.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest? It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Now watch how they make him change the topic.
Oh, I'm glad somebody helps me.
Hey friends, y'all know the theory of the cat distribution system, right? Too long didn't read. You ever seen that meme floating around about how dog owners had to plan for their dog to come live with them, but cat owners just find their babies just up in the fucking trash and shit? Like, the caption on the OP's video says that cats can smell your central nervous system. So I was really vibing last night. And I was like, you know how the cats get distributed, right? What if there's different classes of cat that get distributed? Like, obviously, the universe helps distribute the cats who are in shelters or under cars and shit when you're driving by. But what about the ones like Keiki who just fucking walked up to me? If cats can smell what's going on up here, you know what I'm talking about? Who's to say that they can't smell anxiety or depression? Who's to say that they weren't dispatched just to help us with our mental problems? Think about the mental state of your friends who recently acquired a cat. How mentally stable are they?
Is another technique that I call the totalitarian tiptoe. It's another perceptual mind manipulation technique. And that works like this. You are at A, and you know that your agenda is going to take the world to Z. But you know if you go from A to Z in too big a leap, the changes in society are going to be so fundamental that many people are going to look up from the game show and the sport, and they're going to say, what's going on? Ethel, what's going on here? Look what they're doing. So you don't go in big leaps. You use the totalitarian tiptoe. You go as fast as you can, but not so fast that people start to see the pattern and realize that it's all connected. So you'll go from A to B and maybe go to D if you can get away with it and so on. But all the time, you're moving towards this Z goal, which is total human control. And I have this phrase that I use. Know the outcome, and you'll see the journey. This is why it's crucial to uncover what the agenda's outcomes are planned to be. Because once you know that, you can see the stepping stones, the totalitarian tiptoe to those outcomes. If you don't know what the outcomes are planned to be, then all these events just appear random. Oh, something else has happened.